If you're running any kind of Facebook ads, you need to stop and pay attention to this right now. I'm about to show you everything that you need to know about how the Facebook auction actually works, how Facebook determines what to charge you for every impression, for every sale, and how you can use this information to dramatically scale your business without having to worry about any scammer strategy or nonsense around like audiences or bidding models or any of that other stuff that honestly doesn't make any bit of difference when you're trying to 10x your business. Not only does the equation actually determine your bid, and that's how much you pay for a conversion, but it's also letting you know what your relationship is with Facebook's business model. And if you know what their business model and what their needs are, we can ultimately use this to scale our ads with confidence and ease. So let's dive into all of that right now. The Facebook auction and Facebook algorithm is pretty simple. And to be fair, it has not changed in years. Many years. The last significant change to this was done in 2017, 2018. The vast majority of marketers that I know haven't seen a change in the algorithm since they spent their first penny, and odds are you haven't either. The actual math for this equation, for how Facebook decides what to charge you, is really simple. Your bid, what you pay in the auction, is built up of three things: the budget, the estimated action rate, and your advertiser score. And we're going to debunk a lot of this stuff that is wildly misunderstood and bad information that has been passed down from one scam artist to another to another. And you probably have been taught by somebody that didn't know any better. And we're going to make your scaling and your workload a lot easier right now. But first, we have to accept three simple facts, not arguable, objective truths. Number one, anytime we want to spend more money, our costs are likely to go up. And we're going to tell you why and how to overcome it right away. Number two, when we make ads that people want to see, our costs come down. That is also tremendously helpful. Number three, what Facebook charges us also has a direct dependency on the quality of the business that we run. Now, if you're listening to this, what you're not hearing is audience, bidding model, or any other nonsense quick hack. It's probably doing way more harm to your upside than any good it'll ever bring you in the long term. Now, with this information, we should never be shocked that when we increase our budget, our costs go up. Because we know the equation that determines how much we're going to pay. But there's something important. The budget isn't actually how much money we've set at the campaign level, or please, at the ad set level. Please don't be somebody using ABO. It's not 2016. You don't need to be working that hard to get like a fraction of the success that you deserve on way more work. It's just not necessary. Budget actually refers to how much spend does that ad get today. Now, the reason that raising the budget increased costs has to do with the estimated action rate. When we are asking our ads to reach more people that are of lower quality, because remember, every ad makes its own audience, and so it's going to primarily target the audience of the people that are most wanting to see that ad. Every ad makes its own lookalike audience, and the further more and more you spend, the further and further away from the middle of that you get. So the more money you want to spend, you're going to reach a larger volume of people that have a lower quality because of their lower estimated action rate, because they're further away from the center of that ad's own lookalike audience. And because of that, our efficiency will degrade over time, but it's not permanent. Now, the last piece of this is the advertiser score. Do people have a positive experience with your brand? When people buy from you, is their experience good? Is Facebook letting your ad be shown to their users ultimately a liability to their business model of the retention of attention for monetization and profit? And if so, They're going to charge you more money for the privilege of reaching their users. Again, if you're a liability to their business, they're going to let you play, but you're going to have to pay more money. Put another way, if it is bad for Facebook and their business model to show your ad to people, or if it's worse to show your ad than the ad of your competitor, you might win that auction. You might get that impression. You might be able to pay for that click and even get a sale. However, you're going to be charged way more money for that than potentially your competitors are for that very same privilege. Think of it like this. Facebook gives discounts and premium inventory to advertisers that are mutually aligned with their business objectives. That goes for basically any business on the face of the planet. If people are aligned with you, you hook them up. And if people's business is basically to give you the finger, you don't work with them anymore. Maybe the biggest mystery in Facebook ads at all is, what is the estimated action rate? Let's break this down because it's actually really, really simple. Facebook is actively measuring how likely any specific user is to take an action that Facebook deems as desirable for that user's experience on their platform. Every ad will have a different estimated action rate for every user, for every impression. The dynamic situation that ultimately gives us a tremendous opportunity. Because Facebook wants people to have a positive experience on their platform, and because Facebook wants advertisers to be successful so that they will spend more money, ads are shown to users that have the highest estimated action rate for that ad first. Remember, every ad makes its own lookalike audience. Ads aren't just randomly shown, and they haven't been for years. That's why audiences are obsolete technology. Anybody saying, well, the trick to this is you need the right audience, doesn't know how Facebook works. Bar none, that statement means you don't know how things work. Flat out. And it also means that when our Facebook ads do retargeting, often that retargeting is to another advertiser's customer journey. And you can conquest highly curated journeys by targeting broad way more efficiently than trying to smash your ads into people that already told you to leave them alone. Estimated action rate is measured by actions that create a lean-in experience. If you're just sitting back, scrolling, blah, 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 that's not a great experience. However, if your ad comes up and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, blah, 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 boom, boom, bam. If you can get somebody to go, oh, boom, boom, bam, you're going to pay less money to reach more people that look like the person that leaned in. That's how targeting works. That's how ads work. That's how estimated action rate works. That's why bidding models and audiences don't work. Despite what a lot of people have to say, there's a whole lot of videos you can watch on for all of that on the channel. The bigger point we need to understand here is all content is just another page on Facebook's website. Facebook measures the click-through rate, the bounce rate, stickiness, etc. to determine if content gives somebody a positive or negative experience on their platforms. And that happens for organic and paid ads on every optimized CPM platform in the world. TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, to a lesser extent Pinterest, primarily because it's more of a search result than anything else. But that's how social media works, organically or paid. And that hasn't changed since probably before you ever even ran your first ad, despite what anybody says about the algorithm change. It's just nonsense. So how do you scale your Facebook ads with confidence? Simple. Now that we know the Facebook ad auction budget, estimated action rate, and advertiser score, we can understand the impact that each one of these variables has in the formula. Because of that, we can begin to focus on improving our business results, the output, and the efficiency. And ultimately brings us to a stone cold truth. Scaling does not mean spending more money. Scaling ads means having a higher volume of desired outcomes. You can easily do this by improving your efficiency, lower CPA. You can easily do this by improving your downstream monetization. Get those customers to buy a second time. Improve the LTV, which is ultimately improving your advertiser score. And we're improving our efficiency by either reducing the budget or improving the estimated action rate. And we're going to handle how you can do all of that without ever having to touch the budget at all in just a minute. And you can do all of this without ever having to spend any more money than what you started from. Scaling is not about spending more money. People that tell you that probably make a commission on how much money you spend. So you heard me say that scaling can happen by becoming more efficient. And part of that is by reducing your budget. And then I said, you don't have to touch your budget to do that. You might say, well, what do you mean? Well, remember, the budget is not what you set at the campaign level or, dear God, at the ad set level. If you're still running Facebook ads like it's 2015 and you're just hell-bent on working way too hard to get results that are far less than you deserve. Having more than one ad actually will reduce the amount of budget that any one ad has to spend. Therefore, having a wider variety of ads, because remember, every ad's making its own lookalike audience based on that click-through rate, bounce rate, stickiness, etc. Having a wider variety increases the diversity of your investments. And that means you can spend less money against each individual asset. And that will allow you to scale the results and the efficiency of any one of those ad sets. Creating ads that have a higher estimated action rate will improve the efficiency of those ads and your account and your entire marketing funnel. This results in a higher volume of conversions at the same spend. Because remember, it's not just a lower CPA. It's not just, well, I got lucky today or some ROAS or whatever other nonsense metric you're using. Please don't be using ROAS or MER. Like, there's such better things to actually care about than the ego of the marketer. Instead, you can be reaching more people that are higher quality for your business and get premium inventory for lower cost because your ads are better for the user experience of that person on the platform. This creates a more profitable opportunity by increasing the number of customer journeys created with your paid advertising. That is how you scale. Last thing, if you can improve the quality of your business, your advertiser score will go up. 2 easy ways of doing this. Number 1, reduce your page load time. I can't tell you how often page loads are just crippling businesses. And also, improve your customer service. You want to reduce your Facebook ads? One of the easiest ways is have a call center that actually calls customers that complain. Because when your advertiser score goes up, your cost goes down. Not only does your cost go down for each individual impression, but you're reaching higher quality people. That's tremendously important. Do any of these things right, and when your costs go down, you get a higher margin. And you can invest that margin into more growth. That's how you scale a business. That's how I've built 7, 8, 9-figure businesses every year for nearly a decade now on the back of Facebook ads in a consistent, highly stable, highly projectable way with damn near 100% hit rate. Because ultimately, what matters is understanding how the auction works, how to improve your business relationship with Facebook via estimated action rate and the advertiser score, and ultimately leaning on the machine to do its job while you get better at yours. And your job as a Facebook media buyer has nothing to do with finding the right audience, trying a new bidding model, or forcing anybody through some sort of funnel. Those three things that come from the PPC world and CPM world of display have no bearing in Facebook ads. And the people that tell you that they do are years out of date, and they might be successful. Imagine what their success might look like if they were doing B+ work instead of C-.